A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wailul likulli humazatil lumazah. So I just want to quickly go through first four ayat very quickly because we did them last time. So wailun is woe or destruction. Is jumlatul ismiya is starting and wailun become the mubtada. Likulli, lam is harf jar, and because of lam, the kulli is in jar status. Lam and kulli is a jar majroor fragment, but because kulli is connected with humazatin, because kulli and humazatin are linked to each other. Okay, now how they are linked to each other? Kulli is a special mudaf in this case, and humazatin is becoming mudaf ilay. So first I said that lam is jar and kulli is majroor. Now we can say in a sense that lam is jar and kulli humazatin is in the majroor bucket. Okay, and humazatin mean slanderer. Okay, likulli, kulli mean all or every. Humazatin, slander, destruction or woe for every slanderer. Lumazatin, we discussed last time that humazatin mean slanderer and lumazatin mean backbiter. Now, this humazatin and lumazatin are matching with each other in all of their four properties. And because of this matching, we can call them that humazatin is mausuf and lumazatin is sifa. But I said last time that if the first word humazatin or whatever the first word is not really being described by the second word, then instead of calling them mausuf sifa, we call the second word as the badal of the first word. This first word will be called mubdal minhu, that the one which is replaced, and this is the replacement. Badal mean replacement and mubdal minhu, the one being replaced. So, and we know that if wailun is our mubtada, and after that you got a jar majroor phrase, and there's no khabar, now you can say that this jar majroor phrase will become your shibhul jumla khabar. So wailun is mubtada, likulli humazatin is your shibhul jumla khabar, and then lumazatin is the badal for humazatin. Let's move on. Allazi is a mausul. Jumlatul mausula is starting. Jama'a, he gathered. He gathered what? Malan, wealth. Wa, and. Addada, he counted. Who? To it. So who is the maf'ul? So allazi is a mausul. Jama'a malan is a complete jumla based on fail madi. Jama'a is your fail. Inside of jama'a, huwa is the file, malan is the maf'ul. And then waw is connecting this sentence with jama'a malan. Addada is again fail madi. He counted. Inside of addada, huwa is the doer. And then who is the maf'ul. Why? Because we have said again and again, when attached pronoun comes with the fail, attached pronoun becomes your maf'ul. So addadahu and jama'a malan, they are linked to each other through this waw. You can say allazi is ism mausul, and rest of the whole thing, the both complete jumlas are sila. Mausul and sila become your jumlatul mausula. And this jumlatul mausula is the description for lumazatin. And description is called sifa, which means that although it's a complete jumlatul mausula, but this complete jumlatul mausula is serving the role of sifa for lumazatin, the one who collected or gathered wealth and he counted it. This is the description for this lumazatin, and this will be called your sifa of lumazatin. If there's any question, inshallah, you can ask anytime. So,
but it has quite different meanings. Like Lumazatun has meanings backbiter, and meaning of this sentence is quite different to that word.
actually, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us one of the attribute of the backbiters. Brother Asif,
Yes, please. Yes.
those people who are involved in the act of backbiting, Allah in this ayah is telling us that this is one of the attributes of these people. Those people have many attributes. In other words, you can say a person who's involved in slandering and backbiting, it is a character. And this character has different attributes. And one of them is this one, their intense love for dunya.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Right, yeah. Okay. Yahsabu. Yahsabu is fail mudare, number 1 in the chart. So yahsabu, because yahsabu means to assume something. He assumes anna, that, and we know that anna is from the family of inna. It means that with this anna, another jumlatul ismiya is starting, and this jumlatul ismiya will play some role for this jumlatul failure. Let's see what the role is. Anna, that, anna will become mubtada. Mala, you see, mala, this mala instead of malu. Why? Because anna is from the inna family, and job of inna family is they make the ism next to them into nasab status. And this is the reason mala is in nasab status, and mala will be the ism of anna. But because mala is connected with the who, and when ism is connected with the attached pronoun is called mudaf ilay, and ism is called mudaf. So malahu, we can put the whole thing malahu in the bucket of ism of anna. His wealth, anna, that, malahu, his wealth. Akhlada, akhlada is fail madi, and it is number 1 in the madi chart, and it has the meaning of, as we say, khalidin or khalid, which means to remain somewhere for a long time. Akhlada, he will remain with, okay, who, okay, akhlada, who. Now yahsabu, he assumes anna, that his mal will remain with him forever. Akhladahu will remain with him forever. Now, this kalla, we discuss, and by the way, these two things, yahsabu, he assumes, okay, he assumes what? He assumes what? He assumes this thing. Anna malahu akhladahu. Anna is the mubtada, malahu, ism of anna. Akhladahu is a complete jumlatul failiyah, but it is the khabar of anna. So anna mubtada, malahu ism of anna, akhladahu complete jumlatul failiyah is the khabar of anna. And this complete anna sentence, please pay attention, this complete anna sentence is playing the role of maf'ul for yahsabu, because when you say yahsabu, he assumes what? And we all know the answer of what is your maf'ul. So even though this is a complete sentence of anna, but it is playing the role of maf'ul for yahsabu. Now, kalla. Kalla is a word which negates very strongly what came before it. And what came before it? This backbiter or slander is thinking that his mal will live with him forever. Allah is saying, kalla, no, not at all. What you are thinking about your wealth is not going to happen. Kalla, not at all. No, never. Okay. La yumbazanna. We discussed last time in very detail that the actual word is nabaza yambizu. Please pay attention. Nabaza yambizu is the actual construction. Now, yambizu, yambizu. When you change it into passive voice, it becomes yumbazu. Inshallah, the detail of active and passive, inshallah, are coming very soon. Inshallah, after this is our 10th surah. After this 10th surah, inshallah, we'll start these things, inshallah, bismillah ta'ala. So, yumbazu, yumbaz, this is active word is yumbazu. This is the passive version of yambizu. That is one point. Second point is, when you use mudare and you want to make it the most emphatic form, you add a lam of emphasis in the start and you use the noon of, this is called noon sakila or noon with the shadda at the end. So yumbazu, yumbazanna, and then this lam, la yumbazanna. There are two emphases with this lam of emphasis and this noon sakila of emphasis. These two emphases are on this fail. So Allah is saying that He will surely, nabaza mean to throw something, to throw something. As for example, Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah about people of the book, nabaza fariqum min ahlil kitabi kitab Allahi wara'a zuhurihim. Nabaza, they throw the book of Allah at their backs. So nabaza mean to throw something. So layum bazanna, he will definitely be thrown. Fil hutama, because yumbaza is a passive voice. Yambizu mean he throws. Yumbazu mean he will be thrown. There's a difference of active and passive. One more time. Yambizu, normal sentence, mean he throws or he will throw. Yumbazu, he will be thrown. Okay? Kalla, not at all. La yumbazanna, he will definitely, surely be thrown. Fi, in, preposition, jar, al hutamati, something that crushes, a crusher. Okay? La yumbazanna, this is your fail mudare. Okay? Inside of this one, he, now you don't say he is the file. Now you will say he is the naib al-file. One more time. In a normal sentence, we have the hidden file. In case of passive voice, you say the hidden naib al-file. So inside Navyum Bazanna, he or huwa is the naib al-file. And fil hutama is the muta'alliq bil fail. Not at all. Definitely, surely he will be thrown into the crusher. We have done this much. Let's now inshallah move on from next ayah. Wow mean and. This wow is connector.
So, but yeah. So what is maf'ul here? Fil hutama?
No, there's no fool. Fil hutama is a mutalliq bil fail. There's no fool here.
Sorry,
Layum bazanna.
no maf'ul here.
Yeah. Because remember this point, brother Asif. The same thing which was going to serve the purpose of maf'ul for a normal sentence, that thing becomes the naib al-file in this one. Which means that whenever you read a jumla in passive voice, it will not have maf'ul.
It will, okay, right. Okay.
So,
but in English nature, when we say that he will be thrown, so then he is basically maf'ul. When we saying the English sentence, that he is the one to whom the action is being done on.
You are right. But in the passive voice, you do not know the doer. That's the definition of passive sentence. But when we say he will be thrown, by who? We don't know.
But he is maf'ul. Then he is maf'ul at least. I mean, that's someone is maf'ul here.
I got you, Pamba. What I'm trying to say is that what serves the purpose of maf'ul, instead of calling it maf'ul in a passive sentence, we call it naib al-file.
Oh, okay.
You are right. This thing looks like it's a maf'ul, but in a passive sentence, you do not know the doer, and what looks like maf'ul, it is called naib al-file.
Naikul file. Okay, Jazakallah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, and fil hutama is simply mutalliq bil fail because fi and hutama are jar majroor phrase. Okay. Wow mean and ma. Now, obviously, at this stage, we do not know because we have learned different types of ma. For example, one is the ma of negation, one is the ma of mausula, and one is the ma of is some istifham, like questioning sentence, okay, to question something. So let's see that which ma is it. Adaraka. Now, this adara, this sent adara is fail madi. And you remember I said before that there are words which will only have 3 root letters, and sometimes you add some letters. In the case of adra, this alif in the start or hamza in the start is that added letter. Okay, actual word is dod, this dal, this ra, and then ya. Okay, adri or adara. Okay, but when you add this one, for example, adri mean that I know. Adri mean I know. When I say adara, it means that I make someone else know or I make someone else realize. It is, so inshallah we will learn this point in the when we learn the families of different fail. This thing inshallah will come in a lot of detail. For now, remember this point that this hamza in the start, when this hamza is added with fail madi, it gives the meaning of to make somebody else do something, not you do something. For example, adri mean I realize, I know, but adra mean to make somebody else realize. And it is fail madi still. Why? Because it has no sign of mudare, because mudare ends with the dhamma. Now, adra mean he will make realize. Sorry, he made realize. It's fail madi. He made realize. Ka. What is ka? Ka is an attached pronoun, and because adra is a fail, and we have learned the principle that when attached pronoun comes with the fail, attached pronoun is called your maf'ul. So ka is the maf'ul. So adra, he made realize. To who? You. He made realize to you. If we do not count this ma at this stage, we do not know about this ma yet. I am only dealing with the adraka. Adra is fail madi. Inside of adra, huwa is the doer and ka is the maf'ul. Adra mean he made realize. Ka mean you. He made realize to you. But when you add this ma, now we can say that actually this ma is a questioning a questioning word. Instead of saying he made realize to you, you say what makes realize. And by the way, I said this thing last time as well. Sometimes we have this difficulty that in the grammatical structure, sentence is in madi, but we translate it in English in the present form. But we must know as a student of Arabic language that what is the actual tense of the fail. It's actually fail madi. But if you see the translation, they translate it by using in English language by using the present tense. For example, what will make you realize? Adraka, we discussed before, he will make you realize, but because of ma, we have made it into question. What will make you realize? This he is replaced with this ma. Why? To make it a questioning sentence. Now, what will make you realize what? Ma. What is a mausul? Al-hutamatu. What is al-hutama? Now let's complete the whole thing. What will make you realize mal hutama? One more time. What will make realize to who? To you. This ka is the first maf'ul number 1. Mal hutama is maf'ul number 2. Even though this ma and al hutama they are together serving the purpose of maf'ul number 2 for this adra. What will make realize to you that what is hutama? How did I know that this is maf'ul? Because when you translate something, then you understand that what role this thing is playing. And as I said before, because this ka is playing the role of to who, and malhutama is playing the role of what? To who will make realize and what will make realize. So, and what will make you realize that what is hutama? Even though there's no that here, but you have to put that just to make sense of the sentence. One more time, ma is a questioning word, adara is fail madi, inside of adara, huwa is the file, and ka is your maf'ul because it's attached pronoun, and then ma al hutama. What is hutama? This sentence, what is hutama, is also a maf'ul. So we have two maf'ul. And what will make you realize that what is a crusher? What is the crusher? Because hutama means crusher. And what will make you realize that what is the crusher? Okay, what is crusher? Now Allah is going to define this crusher. One more time, Allah said that what can possibly make you realize that what is the crusher? Now the question comes, okay, then what is the crusher? It means that now crusher is going to be described. Okay, what is crusher? If you consult any of the book of tafsir, they say that at this point, before this word nar, there is a assumed word al-hutama, because the discussion is that what will make you realize that what is hutama. So at this place, hutama is not written, it is assumed. Hutama is narullah, fire of Allah. What is hutama? Narullah. Now, please pay attention. I said that hutama is narullah. And whenever you use the word is, it is jumlatul ismiya. In other words, at this point, there is a hidden al-hutama as a mubtada. Narullahi, nar and Allahi is a mudaf ilay, but it is serving the role of khabar. Khabar for who? For al-hutama. Now, this is something inshallah will be discussed in detail in more advanced classes, that sometime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just skip the words. It adds the meaning. Why? It opens many possibilities. This subject is called balagha, eloquence. Inshallah, this subject of eloquence will be coming on its own time. At this stage, I cannot go into more detail. All I can say at this stage is that in this ayah, al-hutamatu, the word al-hutamatu is hidden. Al-hutamatu, the crusher, mubtada, narullahi is the fire of Allah. Al-mukadatu, mukada mean kindled or fueled. Al-mukadatu is the description of this fire. So al-mukadatu is the sifa for this narun. This ayah number 6 is a jumlatul ismiya. Al-hutamatu is mubtada. Narullahi is a mudaf ilay phrase serving as khabar. Al-mukadatu is the sifa of this nar. Any question about these two ayat?
So, brother, assalamu alaikum. Brother, is mean narullahi, naru it's like isme marfa, because al-muqada is marfa. So
yes, it is marifa. You know why? Because in the categories of marifa we discussed in level 1 class, inshallah people can inshallah remember this, that if you have mudaf ilay, if mudaf ilay is proper, then mudaf automatically becomes proper, because nar and Allahi are mudaf ilayh, and because Allahi mudaf ilayh is proper, so technically speaking, nar is also proper.
Okay. And the other thing is like yumbazanna. So, as per my understanding, like Jumla failure has it starts with a fail, and then there is a file. So file is must, like fail and file should be must. So that's why we said this maful as a naibul file, because Jumla failure, like by definition, it's a fail plus file combination, at least like fail as a fail lazim.
Yes.
So that's why we just make maful as a naibul file. Is it correct?
Yeah,
Understanding?
you can say. Yes, you can say. Okay, let's inshallah complete inshallah, because time is. But if any question about ayah number 5 and 6, inshallah, you can definitely ask me tomorrow as well. So don't think, inshallah, you can ask me tomorrow as well. But please, let's inshallah complete these 2 ayat. So allati, you know, allazi is the masculine form, and allati is the feminine form. Now, why use the feminine form? Because allati is going to define or describe the nar, and because, please pay attention everyone, we discussed in our level 1 class that there are words in the Quran, they are always considered as feminine. Nar is one of those words. Okay, now nar is feminine, and because you are going to describe this nar, that is the reason you use the allati instead of allazi. That is one point. Second point is, as allazi starts a jumlatul mawsula, in the same way allati starts jumlatul mawsula. Point number 3, and as allazi describes something that came before it, in the same way allati will describe something which is nar in this case, and in this, which means this jumlatul mawsula will become the sifa of this nar. Now let's deal with the jumla. Allati is a mawsul, which means the one who, and if something is non-human, then you can say which. Instead of saying the one who, you can say which. Okay, which tattali'u. You see, because this word is coming for allati, that is the reason. This is mudare number 4. Mudare number 4. Okay, yattali'u and tattali'u. Okay, tattali'u, it means to reach somewhere, as we say in Urdu language, itla, because itla is that some information reach to you. In the same way, so tattaliu, inside of tattaliu, there's a built-in she as the doer. She reaches. Tattaliu means she reaches. But because we know it is about the nar, you can say it reaches, because he and she are used for the human objects. If something is non-human, there's no word in Arabic for it, but then you can use it for huwa, and hiya can also be it. So tattaliu literally mean she reaches, but now you can say it reaches. And now ala is afjar, al afida. Okay, fuwad, basically afida is the plural for the hearts. Okay, al afidati in jar status. Why? Because of ala. Al afidati is a jar majroor phrase. Al afida is a jar majroor phrase, and this jar majroor phrase is mutalliq bil fail. Which fail? This tattaliu. Now allati is a mawsul. Tattaliu al afida is a complete jumla tulfeliya based on mudare, and this is the sila. Mawsul and sila together is a jumlatul mawsula, and this jumlatul mawsula is the sifa or description of nar. And what it means? Nar which reaches the hearts, upon the hearts. you can say. Literally mean that this fire. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving a very profound description here, that this fire is burning them in such an intense way that it is directly reaching to their heart. It's basically burning them inside out. Allah is telling us it's this fire is burning them inside out. In order to convey this expression, Allah has used this word that it is reaches to their hearts. Okay? Inna, we all know that inna is a complete family of inna, and it serves as a mubtada. Ha is the ism of inna. Alayhim is a jar majroor phrase, ala and him. Musadatun. Musadatun is the khabar of inna. One more time. Inna, ha. This ha is the ism of inna, and musadatun is the khabar of inna, and alayhim is your muta'alliq bil khabar. But you can see that muta'alliq bil khabar has come before the khabar. Normal order has been changed. Why? To make the jumla emphatic. The normal jumla is innaha mu'sadatun alayhim. Why? Because the sequence is khabar and then muta'alliq bil khabar. So inna is the mubtada, ha is the ism of inna, musadatun is the khabar of inna, alayhim is the muta'alliq bil khabar. Now the meaning. Musadatun mean that enclosed, closed over. In English, you can say that something is closed, from all sides. Musadatun. Okay, inshallah, we look at the root, inshallah, tomorrow, because today's time is short. I just want to complete this ayah. So it has the meaning of a closed circuit, basically a closed circuit. Okay, now, indeed, ha, we know that this ha is referring to the fire, and that's why ha is used. Indeed, it, musadatun, enclosed, alayhim, upon them. And because the sequence is changed, you can say, and it is enclosed upon them exclusively. That those people who are in this habit, Allah is talking about these people, that the fire will be enclosed exclusively upon them. And then fi is a jar. Amadin, majroor. Mamdudatin is also majroor. Okay, now fi is a jar, and Ahmad would mean that the pillar. Ahmad mean, as we say that as-salatu imaduddin. Salah is the pillar, the rukn of our deen. So fi mean in, amadin, pillar. Which pillar? Mumaddadatin, extended. So mumaddadatin is the description or sifa of what? Of amadin. And that's the reason that amadin and mumaddadatin, they are matching each other in all the four properties. Amadin mean pillar, mumaddadatin, extended. In extended pillars. Now, what is the label for this whole thing? Basically, I was consulting one of the very authentic the books of Arab. They say that inna, this inna sentence has two khabar. One is this one, mu'sadatun, enclosed, and second is this jar majroor phrase, which we can call shibhul jumla khabar. So this shibhul jumla khabar is also the khabar of this inna sentence. So inna sentence here has two khabar. One is musadatun, and second, and even though if we don't take, then no problem. This is a mutalliq bil khabar. And because remember this point, when we consult the books of Arab, ulama, sometimes they can differ with each other. So you can say that the fi amadin is the mutalliq bil khabar, is correct. Or you can say, as some ulama have said, that this fi amadin is a shibul jumla khabar number 2 for this inna sentence. Innaha, indeed it, musadatun, enclosed upon them, in extended pillars. Basically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is painting a picture that it's like they are those people who are the backbiters and slanderers. as though as they will be in a structure which has the extended pillars, and from all sides fire will be enclosed upon them. In other words, they are completely drowning in the fire. Subhanallah. Look at the scary picture. And look that how, please pay attention, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has dedicated the whole surah. Just imagine the whole surah to one point, that what is going to be the punishment for those people who are who are habitually in the business of slandering and backbiting. The whole surah is a description of their punishment. Inshallah, I still have to say a couple of more things, but they will be inshallah tomorrow. But as far as the grammar is concerned, please, my request to all of you is that do this analysis inshallah, and tomorrow please ask me if there's any question, because now time is short. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.